Whenever y'all are ready, you can start asking questions, okay? Are me and Leon going to be together? Let's see, Rena. You are, but you have to stay strong. I feel like you're wrestling with something like this. I feel like the relationship to keep together is tough, okay? So it's going to take some strength here. But you can, right? This is something you're going to have to really work to hold on to. And honestly, you might want to start doing a little bit of like manifestation, right? Like really focusing on what do you want out of a relationship, and setting goals for the relationship as well, okay? It feels like something that's going to be hard to keep together. All right. Do I meet Jeremy in person in September? Yes, you do. It does have a couple routes that this can go, though. I will say that this may get halted a little bit, but there's a few things can happen when you guys meet. Okay, and I do feel like this meeting is going to change the direction of the relationship. It's like a make or break type of thing here. Okay, will I be successful if I restart my Just Steph biz? You can. So same business name, okay, but you need to rethink how you're going about doing the business. All right, there's something here that needs to change. I am feeling like Spirit is going to guide you in the right direction, and you may have already been having like dreams, walking dreams, daydreams, okay, about the direction that you need to go in, but this does not feel the same energy that it used to be. So the energy has definitely changed. So it's same business, but you need to take it into a different place, and you'll be successful. I do feel like you've been getting downloads and information sent to you about it, okay? Follow that and you'll be fine. Will Demon contact me soon? I feel like something's keeping them away. They're either in their head or people are getting in them in their head, okay, about how the conversation will go. So I don't feel like this is going to happen within the next 4 or 5 days. No. Okay, it's going to be a while. Am I his soulmate? 20. TX Boss Mama. You are one of their soulmates, but it does feel like, I feel like you guys may have met a little too early. Okay, just so you know, you are one of his soulmates though. It may not be the right time. However, I don't know why you guys wound up meeting early, but it does seem like something needs to change, or there's somebody in the way of what you guys could have. Okay, like meaning maybe he's in a relationship, or really coming out of a relationship, something of that nature. You're in a relationship. It feels like it's a little too early. Does conversing with Trey serve a purpose in my life, son? Literally, the cards are coming up right now. You feel like a fool for some reason. I'm maybe the feeling that I'm feeling is maybe you may be sharing and they might not be sharing too much. Maybe they're holding back a little bit, because I'm feeling like almost embarrassed, like I'm doing all the work here. It does turn out to be fruitful. I do feel like this person is just a slow start. Okay, so it can go somewhere, yes, and I don't think it's for nothing. I do think the conversations are helping. They're just like a slow start. They're not as open. Takes them a while. Okay. Well, Melissa and I get back together this month. Thank you, Jorge. Sun comes up. It does feel like you're gonna have to get out of your head though and start. I feel like you're the one possibly kind of sabotaging this a little bit. Okay, get out of your head. I'm feeling a little bit of jealous energy. I don't know if she's very flirtatious, something of that nature, like she's very flirtatious, or the way she interacts with people. I think she's just really nice, but it doesn't come off like that. I'm a Libra, so I'm kind of like that as well. I talk to everybody, you know, I walk around rooms, I say hi, you know. It can be taken the wrong way, and that's the energy that I feel you might be taking it the wrong way. Okay, just be careful with that. I do feel like they come back though. Will my daughter be okay? Molly. She will be okay. This feels like she's going through like something dark. I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't know what it is that she will be okay. This feels like she's going through like something dark. I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't know what it is that she's pent up frustration and anger towards my situation right now. I also feel like something happened to me that I'm not okay with. Okay, meaning somebody did me wrong, and I have like the scales have been unbalanced. She is going to be okay. Okay, It's just going to take some time to process that emotion. Emotions feel very strong right now. Okay, but yes, she will recover. Okay, is my sister alive, Michelle? Michelle, that's a very difficult question for me to answer, and I only say that because those energies kind of feel the same to me. Okay. I want to watch how I say this. The energy feels weak, as in someone on, like, if someone was in a hospital on life support type of situation. Okay, like the energy feels weak. This is how it feels for me as well, though. If somebody is on drugs really bad, or if somebody is like really in a really bad place, mentally, spiritually, their body, like everything is just their vibration, the level of their vibration, thank you, Taylor, is really low. That's the feeling that I'm feeling. Okay, like she's in this weird in between. All right, so she is not in a good place right now. Okay. Will I ever meet my soulmate, love of my life? Winston. Oh, Winston. Yes, you do. You need. There's some things that you need to change, though, honey. Right now, it feels like there's something about the energy that you're putting out that is pushing people away. Okay. I also feel like you may be looking for something, or your thought process towards the type of woman that you want may not be on par with the person that's waiting for you. Thank you, Tia. That's my mother's name, by the way. My mother's name is Tia. Thank you, Tia. I feel like that may not be aligned. Okay, you're gonna have to get that in order and really think through the type of person that you are trying to attract. This almost feels like you don't want somebody that is currently doing better than you. Be careful with that, because it feels like the soulmate that you're trying to attract is actually in a really good place. Okay, so don't, they will actually help you level up so that you're doing better than they are. So it's not that whatever that is going to be a temporary thing. All right, so just be aware of that. It's okay to find someone that's doing a little better than you. Okay, financially, life-wise, that's okay, and be willing to accept that. Will Joshua contact me, Trinity? Oh, it takes some time. Okay, it takes quite some time. It just feels like I'm feeling like 3 weeks or so, between 3 weeks and a month for some reason. This also doesn't feel, it feels like it's with a purpose as well, to talk about something, or like something that has happened, something that was seen, to rehash something, but there's a conversation that needs to take place. It's just not the right time for it to take place. Okay, but I do feel like it takes some time, and I'm going to say 3 weeks. Okay, Chris, will I get pregnant soon? Kristen. Okay, so it feels like you've celebrated this before and it did not turn out well. Okay, so I'm going to be careful with what I say here. Yes, this can happen for you. It feels like the energy with this feels like there are relationships that need to be cut off first in order for this soul to come fully through. Okay, you need to start cutting out toxic people within your life. The soul of this person does not want to be around those people. I really hope that makes sense. I feel like the energy is like you have, like, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. Forgiveness also doesn't mean that you allow those people to stay in your life. And I feel like there's like energies around you who have hurt you in your past, maybe in your childhood, things of that nature. An example of that would be if your mother is very narcissistic and mean and says hurtful things, but that's your mother, so I can't lose my mother, so I keep her around. Okay, that's an example. Not saying that this is you, but I do feel like you keep those type of energies around. If you want this to happen, you have to like create a safe space. I hope that makes sense. Create a safe space for this child, because that soul that's there is like no nonsense. They've been here before, okay? And they don't want to deal with it. I hope that makes sense, but I do see a soul around you currently, but I also feel like that soul was about to come through and something happened, and you guys were celebrating that soul, and then the soul decided not to fully emerge, okay? So yes, you can. All right. Will I meet my soulmate soon, Vanessa? Oh. Yes, you're looking in the wrong places though. You need to get out of your neighborhood. Okay, the neighborhood feels a little tight. Like the type of people that type of person that you need would not be in the area that you're in. Okay, you need to look outside of your circles, outside of your neighborhood, outside of your state. All right, and also like level up. This is like spirit is literally saying you need to look up. Don't be there's like this energy around you where even though you want something better, but there's something in you that feels like you don't deserve better. Okay, you need to like this energy around you where even though you want something better, but there's something in you that feels like you don't deserve better. Okay, you need to change that, because the spirit that I'm seeing that I feel like is next for you is actually a very good person, and you guys come from two very different backgrounds. Okay, so you need to believe that you deserve that person in order for that person to show up, because you have to start hanging out in those type of places. And in order for you to hang out in those type of places, you have to feel like you deserve to be there and not feel like you're in the wrong place. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Like these are nice restaurants, nice places. Like you have to feel like I belong here and not feel intimidated. Okay, am I going to move to Mexico soon? Moon. The move does happen, but this move happens after like something bad. Okay, I feel like there's like a little bit of content, like there's something keeping you from moving, and then there's this last thing that happens that is like I might as well just do it, right? I feel like there's a little bit of fear around it. You want it to happen. There's something that keeps it from happening, and something bad happens, and it's like you have to sign off on it because there's like not much of another choice. An example of that again, okay, because this is the energy that I'm feeling. My sister always wanted to move overseas. She never did. She went to college. She did everything she could here. And literally she got her first apartment. It burnt down. Okay. Her first apartment burnt down. Not her fault. It was somebody else's fault. She now lives overseas. Okay. Sometimes the things that spirit puts in you is what you need for yourself, but we're too scared to kind of make that jump because it's such a big life change. And then spirit will make things happen that seem like they're bad, but they wind up being good. That's an example. There's something that's going to happen that feels like damn, and then it winds up being a good thing because you wind up moving, and you do whatever that is. I do think it puts more money in your pocket, okay, so that you can do this move. Thank you, lovely. Laura, how does it look for us buying land? LC. So first of all, it is going to be very difficult. Okay, I think that you're going to put some I feel like you're going to put some I'm going to call it a bid. This feels like a bid. That's the word that came to mind. Okay, I don't know much about this, like how the process works or what type of land you're buying and the process for that. It feels like it's a bid that you're putting in for land, okay? That's the word that came up. And it feels like they're not going to be accepted immediately, okay? So I do want you to keep that in mind. There's a lot of back and forth, okay, but it does happen. I do see you tending your own land, okay? Just know that it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of back and forth, and I do feel like, I don't know where you're looking to buy land. I do feel like it may be best to hide, if there's a way to hide who you are. I hope that makes sense, like who you are, like get someone else to represent you, a realtor or something else, and keep your identity private. I actually think it'll work out best for you. Okay, I don't know what area you're looking in, but this area feels like they're going to be very biased. All right. Okay. Aaron Pierre and Tiana Taylor relationship. That's a question. Let me see. I don't typically do these. I actually don't typically get these type of questions, but let me see. Oh, that is interesting. Okay. This feels, first of all, this feels like something that was set up by other people. Just gonna be very honest with you. This does not feel like somebody I met, liked, and was like, oh my goodness, I really like this. This feels like I have been, like somebody was like, listen, I think this is the perfect next move for you. That's the energy that I'm getting. This is like a mind game. I'm almost gonna call it a little bit of a farce, okay? I feel like there were people that said, okay, this is the perfect next move. This is great for your career. You are this type of person. I think you will match well with this person. Okay. And they pulled them together. I also think, we don't know this, but I do think that this is an open situation, like an open relationship, very similar, where they are enjoying other people as well. And it feels like it's women. Okay. I feel like the relationship works because they both just have an agreement. And I do think that there's love there. Tower comes up as well. But I think this love is more of a love for not each other, but for what each other can offer. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So I feel like I am in love with what I get from this and the partnership that's there. And I enjoy it. Okay. Does the man I want really want me? Lovely 45. Yeah, so I'm going to be honest. The energy with this really feels like you may be doing some work to try to make it happen. Get like almost like you're paying too much attention to this person, okay? And maybe the way that you're flirting and coming off, I think it feels a little not intense, almost confusing in a way. Okay. I don't know if you get nervous. I feel a little bit of, I don't know if you get nervous around this person depending on how you feel. Because I feel like some days you're really confident and other days your energy feels really nervous. I'm even stuttering a little bit. Feels really nervous. Okay. You're getting in your own head. That's what I'm feeling like. Okay. You're getting in your own head about this. I also think that you do this thing with yourself when you're like, you know how as a woman, like you look at yourself, like you start looking at all your flaws. I feel like you have days where you only focus on your flaws and you're not loving yourself enough. And I think it kind of comes out in the way that you speak and interact with that person sometimes. So just be aware of that. So it's not that they don't like you, it's that they have already met two different versions of you, and they are definitely more attracted to the more outgoing, the more confident person that you sometimes show. And I think sometimes you show the opposite. Okay. Will Susan and Valentine save their marriage? Will Susan and Valentine save their marriage? No. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull a couple more cards. No, sorry. One person is like, my bags are packed and I'm ready to go. And if we could work this out, great. But if we don't, listen, I'm tired. And another person is just like, no matter what they do, they're gonna mess it up. They're gonna set fire to it. Okay. And then ultimately, Wheel of Fortune comes up, which is two people cutting each other off. So I don't think that it can be saved. It would take a whole lot of change. And I think one person has been through enough. The person that the bags are packed is like, I've been through enough. It's been a long time and I don't want to start over, but I've had enough. Okay. That's the energy around them. Does my future look good? Will it get any better? Tam Tam. Tim, you need to make a major change in something, okay? And this feels like moving. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like you need to get out of the space that you are in, and the people that you're around, you need to change that up seriously. The energy around this feels like every time I sit down and make goals, or I want something better for myself, the people around me pull me back into the bull crap, right? That type of energy. Like the moment I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna calm down my drinking, all of a sudden that's all they want to do is drink. Like the people around me, it's like they won't let me evolve. They won't let me get ahead. They keep pulling me back. But also I'm letting them pull me back because they are used to who I was, and they don't, you know, and part of me is scared to be the person I see myself being in the future. So can your future change? You have to get from around those people. You have to make a major change. And then yes, all the cards after that move, this is literally the move, okay? All the cards after that move was very positive. You find love. This person actually feels like a protector. You're having a good time. You're partying, but it's a different type of partying. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, you're in a good space. So you have to do a major move, something that's going to completely uphaul your life is necessary. Okay. Why can't I find a person live? Live. I hope you guys can hear me good too. I'm not wearing my AirPods. Liv, your energy feels like you know the girl. Liv, you know the girls that you hang out with and they get a little tipsy or a little drunk and they want to fight everybody in the club. that's that's what the energy feels like. You know, like they drink a little bit and then it's like, you want problems? I got problems. That's the energy, okay? So I don't know how old you are, but yes. Yes, like that's the right, like that's the energy I'm feeling. So that's part of it, a little bit of it, okay? And I feel like you're younger too. I want to say you might be in your mid-20s or so, like because it feels like a young energy at the very least. You're definitely partying like your young energy, okay? Thank you, Nina. So part of it is that it's just this is the time that you're in. There's nothing wrong with that. I would say don't put timelines on yourself. We all get to where we need to be when we need to be there. Okay. I'm in my second marriage. I've been engaged, believe it or not, 11 times. No joke. This is my second marriage though. I got married when I was 20. It was like a year marriage, okay? It did not last very long. And I didn't get married again until I was, oh my goodness, I'm 41. That was 11 years ago. So 32, maybe 30, 28, somewhere around it. Okay, yes, 11 times. It's stories. 11 times. I was also in the military. So I will say military people, we move fast. Okay, if you ever met an army man, I promise you, that man will get military people. We move fast. Okay, if you ever met an army man, I promise you, that man will get, he'll know you 3-4 months and be ready to propose. Okay, so we army people move really quick. Military people in general move quick. So yes, 11 times. So that's the energy. You know, I feel like you might be comparing yourself to other people and when you're getting when will you get things and feeling like, so don't do that. Okay, you're enjoying your life right now. That's okay. Yes, we do. We do. It's so bad. We do. We want to get married and have babies all at the same time. It's something happens where you think your life could end like immediately. You want to do everything all at once. All at once. And you don't care who it is to a certain extent. You fall in love like it's nothing. Because before I got married, I could have told you at the time when I was in those relationships, like, oh my God, I love them so much. Every single time. And then that would end. I'll be with the next one, like, oh my God, I love them so much. It was bad. What do I need to improve my finances and love life, TP? This really feels like just, I'm gonna say boundaries for yourself. You have to cut things off, and you have the ability to manifest, but you're manifesting the things that you don't want. I think you've put yourself in a position where it's like on one end I want all these things to happen, and then on the other end though I'm talking bad about whether I can make it happen or not. Like when things don't go my way, I'm like, see, I knew it. It's that sort of energy. But also you don't have good enough boundaries set for yourself around how you're going to spend like what you spend your time on. A good example of that is like, I know that I only have this amount that I'm going to spend, but then in my head I'm like, girl, treat yourself, you can treat yourself, go ahead, go do this, it's all right, like that type of energy. So it's like you're kind of self-sabotaging a little bit, but then when you go back after the self-sabotage and look at what you have left, it's like, God, like, well, I keep messing up, and then you beat yourself up. So it feels like this, like, yeah, you see what I'm saying, TP? It feels like this cycle, okay? You just have to just get into a thing where you've set better boundaries with yourself around what you're trying to save for, and give yourself smaller goals, okay? Much smaller goals, okay? So just say, I'm going to save, this much this week, and this is what I'm going to do with it, okay? And you have to force yourself to maintain that smaller goal. Don't think about the month. Don't think about the year. Don't think about the trip you're trying to save for. Just do little increments at a time, okay? You got to start small so you can stop beating yourself up and getting in your head, okay? and then it'll fix itself. You're a manifester. So once you get that under control, you're thinking, everything will align, and you're going to see money coming in from all different places, okay? Will my life partner find me? Oh, yes, they do. The Lovers actually comes up. It's going to take some change, okay? You're again, this is another situation where it's like your life partner is going to help level you're again, this is another situation where it's like your life partner is going to help level you up in ways that I don't think you thought were possible. And here's what I mean by that. Right now, I feel like the relationships you've entered in, you haven't liked yourself, meaning you have been with people who don't bring out the best in you. They kind of bring out some of the negative traits that you don't even like, where you say something, you do something, which is really just a response to them because of how something they said made you feel. But I do feel like you're really emotional, like your heart chakra is gigantic. Like I feel like I'm really emotional. So when somebody says something that hurts you, you automatically kind of want to hurt them back. Like you have to fix those, you have to even things out. You need to be with somebody. Yes, you need to be with somebody who it doesn't faze them whatsoever. Like all you're going to say, then first of all, they're not going to say things that trigger you, right? So that's what I mean by this person that's going to show up is an upgrade. They really help upgrade. They help upgrade your thinking. This is a person that is like, stands their ground. And I'm talking about when you go to argue, they're going to be like, that's really how you feel? Like, you understand? Like, they're not going to give you the same energy back. And it's actually going to help you calm down. And it's going to help you kind of be in the right space. So, but you just know that it's going to happen. But in the meantime, start working on that for yourself. Don't let anybody I feel like you don't realize that that's how people take power from you. When you let people get you upset, when you let people trigger you, don't give them too much energy, okay? Try not to give some of these people too much energy. But that person does come, they level you up, so just be ready for them, okay? But they do come. T, will I end the year single? Who's that? Meg Griffin. This feels like right towards like going into the new year. Like think of this like mid-January. Okay, so do you end the year? Yes. Does a new year start with options? Yes, absolutely. I actually see you having many options in the beginning of the new year. Okay, so this feels like you go to an event as well. I don't know if you have someone getting married or a party, something like that mid-January, okay? But I feel like you go to an event and you actually meet a couple options for you, all right? And actually they're good options, okay? But just date, all right? Enjoy yourself. That's what it feels like. Don't rush into a relationship. See where it takes you. With the last guy I fell in love with come back, it's been a year. Ashley Jones. No, I don't know who this last guy was, but this last guy feels like he's like kind of in the middle of starting something, a family almost, right? Like he has something going on. So I don't know if this person's really going to make it back. I feel like they have, time comes up. You may see them again, okay? But I do feel like there's a family somewhere with this person that they're involved with, okay? And I don't even know if it's his. I think he may be maybe eyeing a woman or going towards a woman who already has kids. All right, that's what it feels like. Hello, Fonda. Then, will my husband come back around, and how do I handle him? No, you need to cut that off. How do you handle him? I feel like you're asking me this because he's a problem. Not that you want him back, okay? Because this is all very, the way this feels, I don't want to say the word dangerous, but I feel like I'm concerned with what will happen if they do show up. So, I have concerns about my well-being in a way, right? I hope that makes sense. But that's what I'm feeling, okay? I think you need to be careful when they show up. I do feel like they will show up initially, because I do feel like they show up. I do feel like they will show up initially Because I do feel like they show up bearing fruits, bearing flowers, you know, like trying to be the nice guy. And then I think they turn, okay? So I hope that does make sense. Okay, so I hope so. They turn. So be careful, because I feel like that's what they do, okay? It feels like I was in an abusive relationship once, and that's what it felt like. There was always the sorry. It feels like they're gonna show up in the stage of I'm sorry, you know, and trying to make things right, but they turn right back to where they haven't changed, okay? Will Jordan and I reconcile? Kylie Amber. The energy around this feels like one party wants to and another doesn't, okay? So I'm just going to be honest with you. Because you asked the question, the party that wants to is probably you. The other party does not want to reconcile. They put the nail in the coffin. They think it's over. And I do feel like you may be reaching out somehow, okay? Because there's an energy out where and they think it's over. And I do feel like you may be reaching out somehow, okay? Because there's an energy out where I want this back. But I do feel like that's it. I feel like they're gone. And there's some changes that need to take place. Positive ones, if you can learn the lesson that you needed to learn from this. Because there was a lesson to learn from this, okay? Just shuffling. Patrice, is me and Tony over for good? Patrice 40. Yes. Relationship wise, yes. I do feel like for some reason there's a little bit of mingling, okay? But relationship wise, yes. I don't know if you guys canoodle. Is that the word? You guys might canoodle sometimes, but the relationship itself, I think is over with, okay? I don't think and I don't think it's good to try to bring it back. It looks like there's a lot of change that would have needed to take place in order for that relationship to maintain itself, okay? Hi, guys. As you're coming in, hi, guys. Are me and Kevin over for good? Tarika. No. Tarika, you're not. And this actually says he may be coming, he's maybe moving back in type of thing. So this says he's on his way back, okay? I don't know if you guys have a baby that ties you together. That my Saint Morte comes up. So this feels like this is something new. Could be a child, it could be a birth of something, an idea, whatever it is. There's something there that ties you two together in some way, okay? So no, this person feels like they're going to come back and be pouring into you, okay? Is Tareen and I over for good? I feel like you guys might share friends. So I'm going to say no. I feel like you're going to see this person for sure. I feel like you have similar friends, same friend group, or you go to the same school, or you work together. Like you're in each other's space is what I'm feeling. Okay. That's the energy. Like I'm going to see this person, right? I don't know if they live in your same apartment building, same building, same neighborhood. Like I'm going to see this person again. Relationship wise, I feel like it's over only to an extent of which you will allow it to be over. And I what I mean to say by that is if you're going to let them around, they're going to come around, okay? You're going to open the door, they're going to come into the door. All right? But relationship wise, as in I have a title and we're taking this serious, I do not think that that's what they're going to give you, okay? Thank you, V Spicy. Will me and Damien get married, Ash? Thank you again, Spicy. Oh, there's been a lot of back and forth already with you and Damien, but I do see that he wants to make it. Yes, if it's up to him, yes. If you accept, yes, I do see that you guys could get married. All right, and I do feel like he is the type that would propose. Literally, the Fool comes up, which is that's my card for some of that. So yes, he would propose. Is DJ my person? No, sorry, no. The energy for him, it feels like I'm gonna play mind games. Okay, Yeah, it feels like I'm gonna play mind games. His energy feels a little all over the place. All right, and it makes me uncomfortable to a certain extent. I'm also seeing this weird thing where it's like I'm smiling and then it's like gone. All right, and then I'm a little bit nervous, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a person you've met recently, like you've only known for the last few months. I feel like he's going to change on a dime. Like you haven't really gotten to know him. Okay, so my answer for that is going to be no. I apologize. Well, me and Tyron, oh, where'd it go? Tyron come back to, well, my Tyron come back to me. Hi, Gabby. Thank you, Spicy. You are trying to will this back, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's going to have a positive effect. It feels like he is as if you're trying to get him from somewhere else. So I don't know if he's with someone else right now and you are trying to get him back, like he's with another person and in a relationship type of thing. But I think be careful with that energy, because the energy around this is starting to feel like magic to me. Okay, you want to be very careful with that, because it almost feels like you are getting very close to attempting to be in the way of their free will. So I'm going to say no. And it didn't look like it was going to work out well. Okay, that I felt a lot of karma. So I would say if you're trying to get them back by any means other than them choosing you, I would not be doing that. Okay. Is Anderson my person? Yes, they very well could be. The Lovers does come up, okay? I do feel like this is somebody you're going to have to grow with. So I don't know how young you are and they are, but I feel like you guys still, like, the energy around this is like, I'm young. I don't fully, like, even fully know what is, like, out there yet. I haven't dated a lot of people. Like, I'm kind of new to this. That's the energy I'm feeling, okay? So you guys will need to grow together, and you're going to have to allow space for you guys to grow together. Thank you, Adrian. Okay, but that's the energy. And then yes, as long as you can allow space for you both to grow together, then yes, I do see that. Am I gonna stay married? Frey. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Candy. Am I gonna stay married, friend? Okay, you're definitely gonna have some trials and tribulations. I do think it's gonna last for quite some time. I'm feeling like, I don't know how long you've been married now, but I'm going to say 5 or 6 years. I feel like during the 5th year, things get very rocky, okay? And I'm going to be honest, if you can survive that, because it gets rough for some reason. I don't know what the exact thing that happens is. I do feel like it puts you in your head. You're questioning everything, and you don't want to waste more time, okay? So you may end it. Right now, the fire comes up, so I am seeing that you may end it. Yeah, you're probably going to end it. I feel like the energy from you feels like you're a no bull crap type of person. Okay, I'm going to be really honest. It feels like I wish you would. Okay, your energy feels like I wish you mother trucking would, and see what happens. So I do feel like around the 5th, 6th year, you may be the one saying, we're not doing this anymore. Okay. Am I going to meet my person this year? Yes. You do meet your person this year. I feel like you may be, I don't know if you're traveling around Christmas, okay? I'm seeing snow. I'm in New Jersey, so we get our snow around November, December. I don't know if you're traveling around Christmas. I'm also seeing the trees. Thank you, Spicy. That nature. I feel like you may meet this person while traveling, okay? You're not even gonna be looking for it either. This feels like I'm in a place, I'm not looking for a person. You know, I'm not out even thinking about people, and this person shows up. So, that's always a good sign. Am I winning my divorce and assault case? Girl. Ooh. Hold on. I see the assault. Oh, first, this person energy is terrible. My God, I am so sorry this happened to you. because you are not lying. You are dead serious. Because sometimes people make, you know, nah, yes, you are. Be careful. I do feel like this person tries to intimidate you to drop charges. Okay. The energy around this person feels so bad. Like I'm talking about the energy around this person feel bad, like Diddy bad. Okay, like seriously feels bad. And I do feel like somebody either in their family or somebody they have access to is going to try to get to you. But I do feel like things are going to be done to try to get you to drop charges or to try to scare you. Okay. But you are going to win this case. You just have to keep going with it. I don't think anything is going to happen in regards to them making these threats. The threats feel empty. And of course, make sure you're telling someone if these things happen. Okay. But they're going to make it very difficult. Okay. But yes, you do win. Will I be moving next month? Yes, you do. I see a lot of celebration, actually. Not only you're moving, I feel like, I don't know if this is a new apartment, but I feel like new things everywhere. So, like new furniture, new, you know, I feel like a lot of new things are going to be happening. New furniture, new job. I don't know if you're moving out of state where you would have to change your job, but there's a lot of newness with this move, all right? So, very good thing, and yes, I do think you're going to be successful. Am I exaggerating the emotional hurt and distance from my husband? See, no, you are not exaggerating. No, you're not exaggerating the emotional distance. I'm also feeling like he may be drinking more, and I'm feeling distant, and I'm feeling non-emotional, if that makes sense. Like, you know how people get to a place where they don't care about anything anymore, like you can't get a rise out of them. You know, it's like where it's like things that you may don't care about anything anymore, like you can't get a rise out of them. You know, it's like where it's like things that you may have argued about in the past, like you can't even get anything out of them. Like they're just not responding into things in the same way. You're not imagining this at all. He's almost like he's given up. Okay, that's the energy around him. All right, okay, it's almost like he's given up. A high priestess comes up. I am going to say, take my words with a grain of salt, okay? Because I don't like saying things like there may be somebody else. All right, I do see him riding into the sunset. There is somebody else. And somebody else that is making him happy right now. So I feel like he's not giving you energy. That positive energy and this other stuff is being given in another direction. Okay. If this is not already happening, this is somebody who I have eyes on. Somebody I enjoy being around. I may enjoy talking to a friend, right? Who I may talk to about you to see what I could be doing better, but really I have feelings for this person. That's the energy that I'm feeling, okay? So even if I'm not in this now, this is something I would like to be in, because this person is like consoling me when I complain, okay? That's the energy I'm feeling, okay? What's next for my life after graduating college? I really want to ask you what you're going to college for after I pick those few. Is going to be, I feel like, I don't know what you're going to school for. I feel like it's going to be very difficult for you to land a job in your field, okay? And you're going to need to change direction, all right? Do not feel like whatever you've gone for is like don't be afraid to pick up something new. Thank you, Manita. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. So can it work out? Yes. Just don't allow yourself to get down if you're not doing the exact thing you went to school for. Be open to using that degree in a different way. Okay? All right. Is Charlie in my relationship? What is this? Sorry. Is Charlie and my relationship over? No. No, I feel like it's a farce. I feel like I feel like I don't know if Charlie is the one that left. Okay, I feel like I just needed to give you time to cool down. Okay, and I feel like I'm waiting to come back around until when I feel like you're in a better place, right? Like you're gonna get. I need you to get over it, and then I'll be back. That's the energy I'm feeling. So I'm gonna say no. Should I cut cords with him, and will that help the healing process, Kira? Yes, you should. I am gonna say the energy around this feels fairly bad. The Empress comes up as well. This is weird, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. Something about the question itself doesn't feel honest. Okay, so I'm actually not gonna read that one. Spirit is telling me not to read that one. I don't know if you're asking for someone else and you're not Kiara, all right? But something about that question feels like it's not your question to ask. Okay, is my relationship with Molly going to work? No, it's not. Sorry. Again with the kind of head games, but I feel like this is them. I feel like they're in their head. Okay, I think they're in their head. I think they overthink things, and then the energy feels slightly with you're dating someone and they're like, why would you wear that? That energy. It's that type of energy. Like I want controlling. That's the word I'm looking for. Goodness. I feel like there's a little bit of a controlling energy coming from that person. Okay. But it's in a way that it's like it would be missed, right? Where it's comments. It's not direct. All right. It's not like, go change your clothes. I don't want you wearing that. It's like, is that what you're wearing? I hope that makes sense. Okay, that's the energy I'm feeling. It's not gonna work. No, I feel like you pick up on that fairly in enough time. Okay, thank you, risk taker. Jessica, is Mark good to me? Babe, good for me. Okay, Jessica, is Mark good for me? Juicy J. Yeah, be patient. I do think that they are good. I also feel like you have options. Okay, you have options. I do think you eventually you're gonna have to choose one or the other. Okay. Yes, they are. I do feel like they're gonna pour into you, but their energy feels weak. Okay, and I don't know how to say that in a good way. I feel like you have options, and I feel like there's like options of these, like maybe strong, picturesque is the word, like strong men that you deem would be good matches, and the energy of this person you just asked feels like they don't fit that sort of thing for you. Okay, that's what it is. It's like they're not giving me the same energy for some reason. All right, but I do think they will pour into you. Okay, but I don't think that you would be happy. Oddly enough, I think they'll pour into you, but I don't feel like you would be happy. I feel very meh. Like, when somebody's like happy that they're loved, but they don't actually love the person back. That's kind of the energy that I feel. Okay. Will my relationship with Dante work out, Aaron? Takes time, but yes, it does take some time. They are ready to make it work. I will tell you that. I feel like they're like gung-ho. I think they want the relationship. I think you are still maybe thinking about it and weighing your options, which is maybe why you asked the question. But I think it takes some time, and then yes, it can work out. Okay. I do feel like you're going to keep backup options though. Okay. I don't, like male friends, male something. I do feel like you keep backup options, but it could work because they do want the relationship. Is my relationship with Wally worth waiting on? So they have good energy in the sense of like the Emperor comes up very strong, very, I think they, I feel like you feel protected by that person. That's the type of energy they have. Could it work out? You would have to make a ton of sacrifices. I think you would have everything is going to be about this person. This person definitely feels like they're looking for a ride or die type energy, right? So you're going to have to put up with a lot of stuff. If you do, then yes, it would work, okay? And I'm talking about, like, when I say put up with stuff, I'm talking about deal with them. You know, you've held somebody down through jail time. You've held somebody down, you know, after they've cheated. You've held. It feels like a lot, okay? If you can do that, I do think eventually it does work out, and they kind of choose you. But it feels like you have to go through a lot of proving yourself to get there, okay? Will I ever be successful, Jaden? Jaden, you have to stop. You have to stop coveting other people's success. First of all, I feel like the energy feels like I'm getting frustrated when I see people, even the people I care about, win. And secretly, I'm like, not even secretly sometimes, you may say this actually out loud, I'm kind of like, see, like, I don't understand how can she do it? I'm better than that. You know, like that type of energy. You have to get to a place where you are happy seeing other people blessed, and then your blessings are going to start coming, okay? You have to get to that place. And I understand now it's coming from a place of hurt, so don't think that I'm judging you when I say this. It's coming from a place of hurt because I feel like you are trying to do the work, okay? And you're not understanding why other people who seem to not be doing the work because you're not seeing it are okay? And you're not understanding why other people who seem to not be doing the work because you're not seeing it or seem to be like getting the things that you want. That's the energy that I feel around you, okay? I feel like I'm sick of seeing these people get the things that I want. I feel like I'm doing the work, I'm doing the things, and they're not even as good as me. Like, that's the energy. So this is not a front, but you have to change that energy. You have to get to a place where you're really happy seeing them win. And that to you triggers something in your mind where it's like, my time is coming, okay? If you can get over that little jealousy thing, yes, you'll be fine. Okay, but you got to get through that first, okay, baby? Will John and I be in a serious relationship, Erica? Yes. Yes, and yes. It does feel like you will. I will say, because don't cut it off too soon, because I do think he's going to give you a couple red flags that are going to remind you of things that you've been through with exes. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I feel like he's going to do something or say something that's going to give you like a little, you know, your spidey senses are going to start to tingle. Be careful, because it's a trigger for you for sure, but do not use that as an indicator to the entirety of who he is, okay? See it through. All right, that's what I'm going to say. See it through. I want to say something simple, like he makes a comment at dinner, you know, and you're like, wait, what do you mean you're not picking up this check? You know, it's kind of like, this kind of giving you like you're broke, you know. And it's like, oh, this is a red flag. Whatever it is, it feels like it's something small, but it's a red flag for you, okay? Just be careful with that. Thank you for the ice cream cones. Star, is moving to another city good for me and my husband? Zing. Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Swords comes up, the world comes up. You need to travel. It's almost it's necessary, okay, for you guys, because one, your husband needs to get out of his head, and two, I feel like you're carrying a lot of things right now. Almost like I feel like I don't have support, okay? So I do feel like traveling is going to open up, I feel like, more worlds for you, okay? You're also going to start meeting people that can help support you, okay? You need to start, I feel like you guys are the energy from you guys feels like you thrive in diverse groups of people. And I hate to say this, but I think of like a commune. That's not the right word, but like it's a like small neighborhoods where everybody sticks together. They look out for each other. These are the type of places where you will thrive in. You will not feel like you are carrying the load. And I think your husband will kind of get out of his head a little bit when he's around other people, okay? Other people who he can talk to and relate to. So yes, I do think you need to. Kai Alsha is Key. Is it Key or Kai? Is divorce imminent? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. He wants to work on it. I am feeling like they want to work on it, okay? Whoever the other party is, I apologize for saying he if it's not a he, but the person you're married to wants to work on it, okay? It is imminent only if there is no change. I feel like you guys are arguing about silly stuff. It feels like everything's an argument, right? Whereas things that don't even, like, after you think about it, doesn't actually even matter anymore. Almost like I'm so used to arguing. I'm mid argument, and I'm like, what the hell are we even arguing about? Like, I forgot what I was mad about. Yeah, that's the energy. Like, I don't even know what I'm mad about, but we arguing, so I gotta keep going. Okay, that's the energy. So you have to change that, but I do feel like the other party wants to work on it. Okay, so you can fix it, but you have to fix that. Okay, find out what the real issue is, because the real issue is not the things y'all are arguing about. Okay, there's something else there. All right, I think there's past hurt. Somebody might have did something to somebody in the past. Maybe you said you were going to get over it and you really haven't, but there's something else there. Okay, but I do feel like y'all are arguing for the sake of arguing at this point, but it wants to be saved. Okay. Will me and Brian get married, or is it someone else? D. Brian. I'm pulling cards for Brian first. Cards for someone else. I mean, you and Brian could definitely get married. Actually, the energy I'm feeling from you is like I think you know how to be what's needed for the person that you're with. Okay, I actually feel like you remake yourself in some ways, right, to be the energy that they need. So I do think you're very caring. There's almost like a motherly feel, right? I do think that whoever partner you're with, I think you make them feel comfortable enough to be not super masculine. Like, I feel like they would feel comfortable crying in front of you if they needed to, right? Because I'm seeing you kind of console and hug, and there's like this motherly feel to you where I do think you provide a safe space for men. Okay, so could it be him? Absolutely, I think he would. Okay, in the end, because I do think this person needs the change. They need that. They need that type of energy in their life. Okay. But I also think that because of that, in time, if you chose not to be with them, you would have more options. All right. I think it really depends on what you want and if you actually want that person or not. But I actually think you have the options to be with many different people. Okay. Hold on, let me do this TikTok thing so they know I'm still here. Okay. All right. I hope that made sense. Thank you. Okay. Marlene, will I be moved? Thank you, Felicia. Thank you so much. Oh, and it's your first gift. That's so special. Thank you. Will I be moving in with Oscar this month? Oh, thank you, V. Justice comes up. You'll be moving. There's some things that has to happen first. I don't know if it's gonna be difficult for you guys. Like, I don't know if you're trying to get a different apartment together, but I do feel like there's gonna be some holdups, okay, that come up. Some concerns, actually. It feels like holdups because there's some concerns. But yes, it does feel like you guys continue, okay? So that's a yes from me. Will he find her soon? Baby, what's that mean? Will he find her soon? Felicia Fuller. Will he find her soon? Why do I feel like this is Felicia, I need you to be a little more clear, okay? Because I don't know. Spirit is telling me not to touch this question because I feel like this is like a missing person, someone that is not there. I need you to be clear on that. I don't know why Spirit's telling me that, okay? Spirit is saying to me not to answer it because it's like a missing person. Somebody's missing or something like that. Okay, just let me know. Okay, should I take this promotion or go somewhere else? Awkward king of the world. Take this promotion or go somewhere else. Ooh. Take the promotion. You can take the promotion. This is giving the grass isn't greener on the other side. Okay. Literally, this is all my cards are saying. It's like literally I'm seeing you climb the ladder. Because I asked the first question first. I will say be careful. There may be, you're gonna think that somebody up there is trying to stab you in the back. It's not that. It feels like that, but it's not that. And it actually works out in your favor, okay, when you take the promotion. So I don't know if there was somebody else that did not get the promotion. That's going to feel a little awkward. Something's going to happen with that, right? But it winds up in your favor. This other one, the energy is all wrong. I still think it works out in your favor eventually, but it is a hard start because you're dealing with some really negative people, okay? Like you enjoy the people. I feel like you enjoy the people you work with now, at least. And these other people, everything feels wrong. And you're going to want to get out of there immediately. So I would say go ahead and take the promotion. Tatiana, will my relationship with Aaron work out or should I cut ties? Tay. There's definitely a lot going on here. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. This is giving me like you could go two ways. Either way, you're gonna be okay. I feel like you've actually been through a lot of life things already. So this is gonna be nothing. Okay. I think you've fallen quite a few times, and every time you land on your feet. Okay, that's the energy that I'm getting. I'm very strong, and it doesn't matter what comes my way. I'm gonna deal with it. All right, that's the energy that I'm feeling. I think if you are patient, this person could work out. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. But if you don't feel like being patient, it's gonna work out anyway. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I think you always land on your feet. If you can be patient with this person and continue, I do think this person eventually gets out their head and it works out. Will John and I be together in a serious relationship, Cindy? I feel like this person something needs to happen to change the direction of this. I feel like this person kind of sets flames, and I'm gonna be honest. I have many questions now about this person, like how long you've known them. If they're, what you've been, because the energy around this feels like I don't really know John. Like I know John, but I don't really know John. Like John has like a whole nother family on the other side of town energy. Okay. Like I don't really know John. I feel like John is one way with me and then he's another way with other people. Okay. That is the energy I'm feeling. He's actually so much so, like I feel like John has remade himself so many times. Like he's hard for me to read. I can't read his energy. He's all over the place. He's several different people. He changes. If he's with his friends, he acts one way. He acts another way when he's at work. He acts another way when he's with me. Like he's just many different people, and I never know who I'm going to get. But ultimately, it's like he sabotages. He sabotages it all. And me, because I don't ever know who I'm going to get. I don't even like half the people he is half the time. Like, okay, that's the energy I feel. So, that I'm going to just say that is hard for me to read. Okay. Should I leave my relationship with Marcus? Man, very different energies from this last one. Marcus feels very sad. Okay. I don't know what it is. I'm feeling like issues with his father that just cut really deep. I don't think he's in the best place, and I don't think it really has anything to do with you. Okay. I think you have to figure out what is best for you. And I'm going to say that Marcus right now is not in a place where if there are things that you need for him to do and show up, I don't think he's in a place where he could do that. I don't know what triggered him, but I do feel like he is kind of reliving some trauma here, okay? And I feel like he keeps going into these weird depression states, all right? Will me and my boyfriend go separate ways soon? Jazzy. Yes, you will. Scissors comes, swords, scissors comes up, the world, and then my wands comes up. Yes, you will. I don't think it's going to work out. I apologize. I also feel like these energies feel very young as well. So it's almost like it wasn't meant to be anyway, right? Like spirit is like, girl, there's going to be so many other people, you know, that type of energy. So I do feel like you might be very young. Thank you, Taryn. Should I stay in a relationship with Sean? Can you? I mean, listen, this is definitely going to be up to you. I will say, I don't think it's going to be easy. I am getting energy around, like, can it work? Yes. I feel like the family may be a little bit of an issue for some reason. I don't feel like I'm welcomed. Okay. That's the energy I'm getting. Like, I'm not welcomed by the family and even friends. I feel like people are against the relationship. For some reason, they don't like me very much. And when I say me, I mean you. I'm taking on your energy, okay? That's the energy I'm getting. So I just be careful with that, because I feel like you're not going to feel welcome, and that's going to cause strain on a relationship. So can you stay in a relationship? That may be happening already, and I'm going to be honest. I personally would not feel comfortable staying in that if I had to deal with their family consistency, but that's the energy I'm getting. Thank you. D, will my new business venture SS be successful? Yes, it will. It takes time. Okay, you're gonna have to give it time. I don't feel like it takes a long time. Enough people say 5 years or so. I actually think it's gonna be shorter than that. I think it takes 2, and I think it takes 2 because you're not afraid to kind of put yourself out there. Okay, so I do think it's gonna take a little bit of time, but I do think you start seeing some fruits and some income and those type of things happen within 2 years. You do have to stay consistent. Be careful of what happens after that, though. The money does come, but don't take on too much. Don't be afraid. As if the money comes in, put it back into your business, okay? Because I am seeing you kind of, okay, the money's coming in, you're putting it in your pocket. It's going to be a little while before you can pay yourself. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a little time before you can pay yourself, but in 2 years, I do see the business being profitable. Will I succeed in my current position, Elisa? Yes. And I feel like you succeed in most of your positions, Elisa. I think you just get into your head and you kind of self-sabotage a little bit, right? And what I mean by that, it's like you're constantly worried if you're doing a good job, to the point where even if I still think you're doing a good job, but I say, hey, Elisa, could you please do me a favor and make sure that you do this, this, and this because you missed it this time? Instead of it just being like, okay, cool, I got it, and fixing it, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I made a mistake. Oh my God, I can't. And you dwell on it really bad, and you actually start to spiral. Okay, you need to be careful with that energy. People are actually trying to pour into you, and they're trying to help you be as good as you are or get even better because they see that you want to do well. Do not take it as anything other than that. Than people wanting to pour into you, okay? Because I do see, I'm feeling like you're like little sister. Like people want to take you kind of under their wing. Don't look at it as people are trying to, don't let it get to your head is what I'm saying, okay? Don't do that. I feel like that is kind of what puts you in a bad place. All right, but yes, you're gonna do fine. Just get out of your head. Don't get into your head the moment you receive feedback, okay? Will my job keep me employed? Keep me employed after my lawsuit? One, I think they have to, but hold on. Okay, this is the lawsuit. Ew. You're gonna be fine. There's definitely gonna be times where you feel uncomfortable because you're gonna be questioning, like, wait, are you doing this because of the lawsuit? But they're not gonna fire you. Just be careful with them trying to make it very uncomfortable for you too. I do feel like this may be a sexual harassment lawsuit based on the cards that pulled up. Okay, so just I would say, they're not gonna outright fire you, but but they may make it a little uncomfortable for you to see if you'll leave. Okay. V, is D with someone else or should I let go for good? Is D with someone else or should I let go for good? You need to let go. And I say that because there's a lot of back and forth. I feel like this is something you're constantly worried about. Or at times throughout the relationship have had to be worried about, okay? And I do feel like they go back and forth. And I think they've hurt you once already, okay? Which is why you're asking this question based on the cards that are pulled up. So I'm going to say, I think you need to let this go, okay? But that, again, these are your decisions that you have to make. You have to, I don't know all the details, but I will say the energy feels like I've been hurt before, okay? Which is maybe why you're asking the question. And I feel like you've allowed somebody to take your power and you need to take it back. Okay? Will Frank and I get back together, Bianca? Yes, you need to pour into them a little bit, okay? I do feel that their energy is feeling like I've been ignored. I don't know if this is a thing, like their needs have been ignored. Okay, so you need to pour into them a little bit. I already see them coming back before that, so they are going to come back. But when they come back, if you're going to keep them, you need to pour into them a little bit. Okay, they feel like they've been ignored. Almost that situation where it's like, I worked all day. I'm not saying this is it, but I'm giving you the energy example. I've worked all day. It was a hard day at work. I come home. Yeah, you've been home. You've had the kids. And it's like goes immediately into, instead of like, how was your day? It goes immediately into, oh my God, everything was so hard and da 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 da. And I'm forced to kind of, instead of decompressing after a long day of work, I'm kind of thrown right back into the fire. That's the energy I feel like. I just like, I'm tired. Okay. That's a similar energy. Am I going to get the job? Kimmy. Yes, I'm going to be really honest, Kimmy. I don't know if this is the same job you're asking me about, but I do see you getting a job, okay? And it does feel like it's within the next 6 to 8 weeks, okay? So I don't know if you applied for multiple things and interviewed for multiple things. One of them is going to work out, but I feel like it's not the one you're thinking, though. So just keep that in mind. I feel like you may have asked the question with one specific one in mind. It's not that one specific one, but I feel like you've gone for multiple. It might be a different one. Okay, will Jessica and I reconcile? Terrence, let's see. I feel like this leads to it. If you reconcile, it's going to be for a very short period of time, and then something else happens. Okay, just so you know. Whatever happened is not over. It's not fully over. All right. There's the energy is still very much there, very stagnant. I feel like we haven't fought it all the way out yet. I feel like there's been no conclusion to whatever this situation was, right? No agreement to how we're moving on. So I'm going to say, if you do, literally the next thing is a fight, crying, and it's ended again. So it is not for a long period of time. Thank you, Miss C. Thank you so much. What energy? Thank you, Kazja. Thank you, Jenny. What energy you're feeling from me? I don't know what to ask. Snow. Snow, you can ask any question that you want. Oddly enough, your energy feels the name doesn't fit the person. Like, I don't know how to say that, but I think what I imagined from Snow is not the energy I just felt. So I would say just ask a question. Your energy feels like I'm being blocked. It feels like I'm not being honest. Like, you're not being honest completely. You're hiding yourself. And I know it's like no profile picture, but it's not just that. It's like your energy itself is hiding. So it's like, even though you're asking me what energy do I feel from me, I feel like you're hiding. You don't actually want me to see it. That's what I'm feeling. Like, you're not fully open. So just ask a question and that might help. Does the guy I blocked even care? Does the guy I blocked even care, Vega? Chariot comes up. It's not that they don't care. It's that they have people in their lives that they've spoken to this. They're like talking to people. Like, yeah, she blocked me, and people are like, whatever. Like, the hell with her. Like that type of energy. Like, the hell with them. Like, you know, who cares? Like, so it's that. So do they care? They're the type of person that discusses all of their issues with other people, and honestly very much values the opinions of their friends and family. So I don't even think they have room. I don't think they know how to feel. I feel like they always run to their friends and family when they need advice. And then however they feel about it is the feelings that they take on. Okay? That's the energy. This person I'm with is the person for me, Maria. Oh. Yes, their energy feels really good right now. I do think there's a little bit of a change, but the change feels like an illness. Okay. Give me a second because I'm going to pull more cards. This change does not feel like a personality or mindset or depression. This feels like an illness. Okay. Yeah, you guys will be fine, but I do feel like you're gonna have to deal with this person having an illness. Okay, I do think it's something they recover from, but you may have to go through that with them. All right, but yes, this is the right person. You may question things when that happens, though. All right. Will Dwayne and I reconcile, Tiffany? Yes, you do. You do reconcile. All right. Don't be so hard on him, though, I feel like, because I think they're dealing with some issues of their own I think you don't know about yet, okay? So don't be so hard on them, but yes, you will reconcile. Will I ever find my person who will love me for me and treat me well? Shelves. Hey, Shelves. You do. There's some things that you have to acknowledge about yourself first, okay? That's the best way that I can put it in words. There's some things you have to acknowledge about yourself, and there's a little bit of karma that needs to be paid. So I don't know. Thank you, Tiffany. So I don't know if you've been in relationships where you may have been the person that kind of did the wrong. There's almost like an acknowledgement of where you may have went wrong in relationships, even if you feel like it was their fault. You have to start asking yourself those questions and find out where you can take responsibility and grow from those things. Spirit is waiting for that. Okay. Thank you, Alana. Spirit is literally waiting for you to have that epiphany of like, you know what? Even though they did this is what I could have done differently in that situation, in those relationships. Spirit is waiting for that because the person that's coming and the person that I feel like you're asking for is very self-reflective. All right. And if you don't get there, they're going to get there for you, and they're going to view a lack of self-reflectiveness like from you as a negative thing and as a red flag. So you're going to have to, you lack discernment. You're going to have to do that. Just start self-reflecting a little bit. Okay. And saying, okay, where could I have done that differently? Thank you. Okay. Will Lorenzo and I ever marry? Melissa. Oh. The energy around this, even with the cards, it's like, I don't know if he's ever told you this or if he's been married before. Like, I feel like I don't have the most positive thought process of marriage. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Like, you could be with this person for years and for the rest of your life and they'd be fine. But the energy I'm feeling for him is like, there's something about marriage. Maybe his parents got divorced. Maybe they went through something that something bothers him about that. So I would highly suggest you guys start having conversations about that, see how they feel about the word, about the contract of marriage, there's something about that feels like a red flag for them. Okay. So when I say the word marriage, I give pause. But relationship wise, could you be with that person for 10, 15, 20 years? Absolutely. They would be with you for a lifetime. Okay. But something about that I feel like might be a hindrance for them. Okay. Will I finally meet Hamad Habibi? Okay. I don't think that's a real question. That's not a real question. Okay, hello. I recently had conflict at home with my family. I'm thinking of a change. Angel Washington. No. Okay. So Angel, I'm gonna ask one question because this is what the cards showed, and then I'm gonna read the rest of this. Did this conflict happen because of a relationship? This feels like it's relationship based. The Lovers comes up before this, okay? Maybe the time that you're spending with someone you care about, sneaking out the house with somebody you care about, like that sort of like something that also has to do with the person that you like, you being with someone. That's the energy. If you can answer that for me real quick. No. Okay. Lovers is showing up, like time, cups, Lovers is showing up. After that, what I'm seeing is, yes, it may be time for you to go. The energy around us is like my house, my rules. Okay. I don't know if you still live with whoever's place this is. It is my house, my rules, and you're not gonna do certain things within my house that I don't want done. Okay, even if this is a roommate, I don't know what this is, but it definitely feels like there's some I need control, but it doesn't feel like it's coming from a bad place. It feels like they're simply trying to control their household and how things look and how things go. To that certain extent, judgment does come up as well. So. I think if you are looking to kind of live your own life right now and do the things that you want to do, yes, I do think it would be time for you to kind of change your atmosphere. Okay. Love really kept coming up though in the beginning there. So I don't know what that's about. But yeah. Will Brian come? Alana. Yes. I feel like I don't know what it is. They're still thinking about something. Okay, I don't know if money, if it, whatever them coming, wherever they're supposed to come from, costs a lot of money or whatever. But I feel like I'm still trying to figure things out. Okay. Will the business idea I have happen soon, Vega? This feels very complicated. I feel like the world is going to get in the way too. If you don't, so here's what I'm going to say. I feel like whatever this business idea rests on things that are happening within the world a bit much, maybe too much, because I feel like things are changing so quickly, right? Like laws are getting passed, rules are changing, AI is changing, like all these different things are changing the world we live in at a really quick pace. I think you need to rethink your business idea and make it simpler and make it something that can be replicated and that doesn't rely so heavily on something else. Okay. I feel like this relies very heavily on something else. And I think that something else is what kind of trips you up. All right. So just look at it again and make sure it's all things that you have a little more control over. Okay. Well, me and Inge be in a relationship, Mika. You can be. I think it's going to be a little bit of a hard road. I don't know if you guys live in two separate places or what this is saying, but it's going to be a hard road. I feel like finances kind of get in the way. I feel like somebody has to pick up and move or change something in order for that to happen. Okay. So I do feel like it's going to be a hard road, in order to make it happen. Does Jason, wow. Thank you. You're welcome, Vega. I hope that made sense. So you know what the thing is that you might have to, change. Okay. Does Jason M like Amal? Yeah. There's like back and forth. The energy around us though feels like a sibling, right? It feels like, I don't think it's a like. I feel like this is a sibling. They remind me of someone. I'm entertained by them. I find them endearing. That type of thing. Okay. So it's like I like them. I think they're cool, but it's not like that. It did. Thank you. Good, Vega. I'm glad. What about my business? What about my business, my idea, my love life, and money, please? Oh, hold on. What about my business, my idea, my love life, and money, please? I'm going to start with the business idea, Crystal. Okay? Business idea. Love life. Money. Okay, so one, all these things are slightly connected. On the business idea, this actually feels like you need to pause and think it fully through. I feel like it's the word I'm going to use is half baked. What I mean by that, like there's no business plan. I don't know that you've done a ton of research to fully understand. So I feel like there's a lot of moving things. I feel like I had this thing and I want to move straight to the finish line, but I haven't even actually ran the race yet. Okay, so I feel very speedy. Okay, like I need to hurry up. I need to make things happen. I feel like I'm behind. I need you to slow down just a little bit, because I actually feel like you're missing major steps, and it's going to cause harm to your finances. Okay, because businesses take money, and I feel like the rate that you're moving, you're putting money into things before you fully thought it out. Okay, and it's actually causing additional money problems. All right, so that's the energy. So I'm gonna say you need to slow down. If you slow down, you can make something happen. But right now, I think you're trying to put you're trying to do everything all at once. All right. So I need you to slow down with the business idea, fully think it out, write a budget. What can you actually do? Where can you actually start that won't require so much of your finances? That's number one, okay? And then think about your finances, where they are now. Are you willing to do more to make this business happen? Do you believe in it? Is this something that you can get a second job to make money just so you can invest in your business? Is this you believing in yourself enough to open a credit card for that business under the business name in order to fund that business? Like, really think this through and figure out what it is you can do, okay? But I feel like you haven't thought it through. You just want to make it happen. So just be careful with that, because that does impact your finances, okay? And then I feel like it doesn't work out, and it really kind of spirals everything else. Love, Chariot comes up. I see it for you, but I actually feel like what I'm feeling is that the business actually needs to happen first. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I feel like it's going to take a lot of your time, and I honestly feel like anybody right now that comes into your life will be in the way. Your energy feels very destined. Like, you believe you have a purpose. You want to live out that purpose. You are really trying to get things done right now, which is great. So I do feel like anybody will kind of be getting in the way of that. Thank you for the follow. Okay. I'm going to read 3 more. It's 9:40. 3 more people, okay, babes? And then I'm going to head out. My family just came back from the park. So I want to check in on them and see how the Donkey Kong ride was. All right. So what I say, 2 more? 3 more? 2 more. 3 more. 3 more. Might as well say I said 3 more. So 3 more. Who is... Oh, no, it ran. It ran away from me. Okay, I'm so sorry. I was going to read that. Who is Frank going to... Bro, it's moving so fast now. Here it is. Who is Frank going on a trip with? New girl, question mark. Oh, hold on. Hold on, Frank. That's crazy. Oh, the Empress comes up. Knight of Swords. So it's funny because this person doesn't feel like a love interest. This feels more like business, and the Empress comes up. So this could be a woman that's about her business, and I feel like this for her feels more like business. But I think he may have ulterior motives, to be honest. She does feel like her energy. She feels like a very pretty, a very well put together person as well. So I do feel like there's a feminine energy there. Yes. I do think he may be trying to make something of it. Yes. Thank you. Will my appointment tomorrow go well? Is that what it said? It went so fast. Will I have a spiritual breakthrough soon? Bertice. Yes. Yes, and it's going to be scary. Okay, just letting you know that ahead of time. Don't be worried. Like, it's going to be fine, but it's going to be scary. Oh. I want you to start practicing more. I don't know if you're doing this now. Just start practicing more protection things, okay? And things that get you in the right mindset. Also, thank you so much, Ishmin. I hope I said that right. I apologize if I did not. Yeah, I want you to start practicing more protection, okay? I feel like you're going to start feeling a lot of things around you all at once type of energy where you can't sleep. Like, you stay awake at night, like looking around the room and at the walls. Okay, that's the type of energy I feel. You won't know it, but you're having a spiritual breakthrough. Like, your eyes are kind of opening to the other energies that are there, that are kind of walking with us. Okay, so I do feel that. All right, so but I want you to practice protection. All right. Okay. Will me and Jeremy relationship last? It'll last quite some time. Actually, there is a bit of back and forth, so I do feel like you break up to make up type of energy here. You guys go through some major changes together as well. Okay. I do see it ending at some point, though, so I will say that was forever, no, but I do think this is a long-term relationship for you. So yes. It lasts for quite some time, and you learn a lot from it, okay? One more, LOLD. Who is the better option for me, BJ or X? BJ here. I'm going to do X here. Oh, why their energy feels slightly similar. I'm going to say this is X, okay? I'm going to say X. Their energy feels slightly similar, but oddly enough, it's like just different enough that the outcome, I feel like, changes, okay? Just so you know, BJ starts off great. I do feel like he kind of holds some options. Has a tiny bit of a chip on his shoulder for some reason. Like, I feel like he is easily agitated, not by you specifically, but like people in general, okay? All right. But I do see that ending in tears, whereas the X I do see ending in literally, like, my cups is the Lovers. Okay, it's very similar to Lovers, so I do see that ending well. So I'm gonna go with X. Okay, should I give up on Jose, Annie? Okay, I think I did more than 3, but it's okay. Yes. Yes, you should, Annie. I don't know if you asked this question before. If the energy of it feels familiar. I do think you should. Yeah, literally all my sword cards are coming up. Okay, King of Swords, sword. It's all swords, justice, and then 1 wand, which is you cutting it off. So I'm going to say yes. I think you've been through a lot with this person. All right, and I think you're the one that finally cuts it off, but I think they put you through quite a bit. Okay, 3 guys. LOL, BJ and X. Oh, okay. Oh, it's 3. Okay, I said X. Let me check B really quickly. Did I check B? B, J, and X. B, J, X. X still. No, it's still X. It's still X. X ends up party, like heart table. X is the family. B, still bad. J winds up leaving. Okay. B still winds up in crying. J winds up leaving. And it's X that it continues. It looks like somebody you may better start a family with. Is my new job going to work out that I start tomorrow? Chandra. It is for some time. I'm going to tell you that while you're there, Chandra, you know how on LinkedIn, for instance, you can say still looking for work or open for opportunity, whatever that is. I want you to remain open for opportunities, okay, the entire time that you're there. I feel like for some reason the energy in that place does not feel good to you, all right? I almost feel like I'm being watched, like people are waiting for me to make a mistake. Okay, so I feel like it's going to start off well, you know, how it kind of always does, but then there's like an energy there. This feels like a female that just won't give me a break, and it makes the work environment very uncomfortable for me. All right, so I just keep that in mind. So keep your options open. I do think there's something better for you. Okay, guys, I am going to end it there. So a couple things. One of the family, one of the followers, I call them family, actually reached out to me and said after my live yesterday, someone reached out to them in their DMs. So I did report the page. So I'm already seeing, unfortunately, people taking my profile picture, putting it on some, their random page, and then reaching out to my followers. A couple things to help prevent that. One, give me a follow. That way you know it's me. Because if you don't follow them, you know that it is not me reaching out to you. Okay. Number two, I will never reach out to you unless you are already a client of mine and we have already had it back and forth. I have clients who I've had for a very long time. We have my personal phone number. They reach out that way. If I have a reading for you here and we have already engaged in conversation because you reached out to me, then I will respond back, because I do have people. Thank you for the follow. I do have people that like I get concerned about people, so I'll follow and be like, hey, you okay today? I know it was a problem yesterday. Like, how did such and such work out? Things of that nature. So I do DM you, but I will never be the first to contact you. Okay, you will always be the first to contact me, because typically in a live, I will tell you to go ahead and reach out to me in my DMs, all right? And I do respond back to DMs whenever I can, all right? I have had people ask me questions there after lives and things of that nature. If I can, there's no promises, but if I can, I do try to reach back out to you, okay? Thank you guys very much. Please give me a follow. Oh, the only other page that I have is my business page. Both of these are a business page, but this is supposed to be my personal, but I work from this. Is Spiritual and Wealthy. Okay, that is also my website, spiritualandwealthy.org. Okay, it's an organization. So I will never reach out to you, though, from either of those websites. So just know that. Don't send anybody any money unless it is me. And typically I will tell you to go to my website, right? So I don't really do business other through that. Unless, it has to be a way that I can track it for tax purposes. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm gonna go. It was a pleasure reading you guys today. I will try to be back tomorrow. We actually check out of this hotel and I start my way back from Florida back to New Jersey. Okay, so when I get back to New Jersey, you can reach out. Yeah, you can. When I get back to New Jersey, I will be opening up my books again, and there will be options for private readings. I am going to have options that are much more, cost effective. They're going to be shorter, but more cost effective. So that way I can try to engage with as many people as I can. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night. Bye, Vega. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Nocturnal. My husband does all the driving. He won't even let me drive. He says I'm scary. You're in Jersey? That's awesome. Well, one day maybe I'll meet you. If you guys ever see me on the streets, don't be afraid to say hi. I'm a pretty chill person.